Yo, what's good, guys? We're back again, another Warframe video. We are on episode 3, so last episode we made it to Venus, and now, this episode, we're going to try to get even further than that. So, let's boot up Venus real quick. So, right now, our goal is to reach the Mercury Junction and complete the Mercury Junction. Oh shoot, I'm on Steel Path mode, Origin System. Alrighty. So, the Mercury Junction has 3 things you gotta do. You gotta defeat a boss, you gotta complete 6 waves of defense at Tessera on Venus, and you gotta complete the Vox Solaris quest. And I didn't mention this last time at the Venus Junction, so let's head back here. The rewards you get 5,000 credits, Furus Blueprint, some elemental mods. Shut up, Ortis. Taxon Blueprint. Now the Taxon is going to be your first pet. So, in order to access your pets, you can go to your arsenal. You press this one, you press companion. And then you can access all your pets. I have a lot of pets. So the Taxon is going to be your first ever pet. And he's actually pretty decent. I mean, the Taxon's pretty decent, so... His main ability is a molecular conversion. So he can blast enemies within 10 meters, converting 200 damage into shields. So yeah, this is actually pretty good for survivability. If you use the Taxon, he's actually pretty good for survivability. Because when he gets a kill, when he blasts enemies, he converts the damage into shields, which means you get shields back. So yeah, your shields could regenerate back if your pet kills them, if the Taxon kills them. So that's what the Taxon can do. And I think that's pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, you actually get the option to craft a pet once you complete the Venus Junction. So there you go. So I highly recommend you craft your pet, and there you go. Right now we're going to try to get to Mercury Junction. So, what you gotta do, you gotta complete this exterminate mission. And then, this is I don't think we've done defense before, but yeah. You have to complete 6 waves of that. I'm gonna run solo just in case, because if you run 6 waves of this with a squad, some people like to back out on stuff, so yeah. And what else you gotta do? So you gotta complete 6 waves of defense. You gotta complete the Vox Solaris quest. So you have to speak to Utico and Fortuna, which Fortuna is right here. And then we got the Jackal boss. So right now, just complete this mission. You'll have access to Fortuna and this mission, Tessera. So I'm going to explain what defense is. So I'm going to switch my build for a more defense build, because my character right now is mainly good for like speed running stuff. So I'm gonna skip this bit. Alrighty, so I think this is pretty good for defense missions. Good old Mesa. I mean, since y'all are super beginners, y'all are probably either rocking Excalibur, Mag, or Volt. So, what I recommend you do, I mean, defense is just protecting stuff. You just kill stuff around you. But, since I'm a goddamn veteran at this damn game, I get to pick builds, because, why not? Alrighty, let's head on down to Tessera on Venus, and get those 6 waves of defenses, get those 6 waves done. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Speed this bit up. Alrighty. Remember to open these lockers, because they give you stuff. You're going to need it. Let's fall down up through here. Up the elevator we go. Now, the thing that's different from Venus is that you're fighting a different faction. and Venus's faction is Corpus. Earth's is Grenier. So the enemies are going to be slightly different. The enemies, not really slightly different, but they're going to be different. So what a defense mission is, you gotta protect this chiropod. You cannot let anybody destroy this. Alright, you have to protect this little thing. Alright, you have to defend it. And it even has a health bar too. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, and we have to complete 6 waves. So I guess once we reach wave 7, then we're good. I don't know if 6 waves or 6 rotations. I'm not too dang sure. But yeah, since this is going to be your first defense mission, this is probably going to be a little bit tough, but your first defense mission should be easy peasy. The enemies are really easy to kill. Sometimes they can be hard as hell to find. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Alrighty. I'm just gonna speed up the gameplay real quick, so speed this bit up.
Extraction is ready.
Alright, so I guess if you make it to wave 3, I think this is for Origin System. You can choose to extract or stay. I'm gonna choose to stay.
You will be rewarded for your bravery.
I guess we have to get to wave 6 or 6 rotations. You know, I'm gonna reach wave 6. Since this is the first defense mission, it's easy as hell, so yeah. Alright, speed this bit up. Alright, we just made it to wave 6. I'm gonna choose to leave now. So
we're done here. The extraction team
I haven't really looked at. I'm gonna have to rewind the footage. But yeah, either complete 6 waves or 6 rotations. A rotation, we just went through 2 rotations. So every few waves you go through a rotation. So yeah. In my humble opinion, I think defense missions are like interception missions, but they're a whole lot easier because you're only defending one area instead of multiple areas. So yeah, defense missions are pretty freaking awesome. Complete 6. Okay, yeah, 6 waves. So yeah. All right, so we've got that one done. Now we have to do the Solaris quest, and then defeat the boss. You know, I'll go over the boss fight in a different video, because you actually, I don't know, you actually get to unlock another Warframe called Rhino, and I want to explain about Rhino in a different video. So right now, what we're gonna do for now is complete the Solaris quest, and that should be it for the video. So let's see if I can access it on the Codex and play it for you guys. That would be awesome. Where's Solaris? Here it is. Oh hell yeah, we can replay the quest. So after you complete the Solaris quest, you'll get the K-Drive launcher, which means you'll be able to craft a K-Drive, which is like a hoverboard that you can use to do like Tony Hawk stuff. So yeah, you can actually do skateboarding stuff. Alright. I'm gonna pick a different Warframe for this quest. Alright, I'm just going back with old Ash. Going back with good old Ash, because he has pretty good stealth stuff. And I put a lot of parkour, I don't know, he can parkour really quickly. Alright, let's do the Solaris quest. And yeah, let's do the Solaris quest for you guys. So in order to track your quests, so okay, I'm gonna explain it real quick. So I think I've explained this in the first video or the second, I don't even know, I don't remember. But in order to track a quest, you go to any of your quests, you click on a quest you need to complete, and then you click do quest, and it'll track your quest on the top right, which means you're in the middle of doing that quest. So right now we gotta talk to a person named Thursby in Fortuna, and Fortuna is right here. So let's click on Fortuna, and let's just do Fortuna 69 because yeah, funny number. Alright, so a cool little cutscene will play, pretty awesome stuff. Alright, and then you'll see this yellow indicator, you gotta go to it. So let's follow the yellow indicator, and here we are, Thursby. So then what you want to click on is Utica sent me, because it's the only option. Alrighty. So now we get to learn more about this stuff. I'm pretty sure these two are optional. You can click exit if you want. But we got debt and tell me about Utica. I'll let you guys explore that. I'll let you guys explore the lore. Let's just go straight to the next part, which is this yellow indicator right here. So now we're going to enter the first ever open world area that you're going to be going to. So, Earth has an open world area called Plains of Eidolon, which we're not going to go to just yet. We can probably go to the Plains of Eidolon after we get to the Mercury Junction. So, yeah. Vox or Valis is going to be your first open world area that y'all are going to explore. And it's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent open world area.
Magic of rebooted Oracle tech, and the blood and the sweat of so many thousands of Solaris.
I really don't give a crap. Thursby, let me go.
She says.
Alright, here we go.
Welcome to Venus. It'll kill ya.
Oh god, we got major spoilers right here. I'm sorry, guys.
Keeping your nose clean?
So when you reach rank 5, everybody will reveal their faces.
Earning a wage any way I can. Sneak and peek, boss. Crates full of the good stuff should be nearby.
So we gotta look for caches. They'll see. So we have to look for supply caches, and we have a time limit too. So in order to find a supply cache, we have to hear a certain ping, and that's where you can find it. So you just gotta look around. Are those it right there? No, those are not it. It's just my loot radar and stuff. We're just here. We're just trying to listen for a ping. You guys won't have archwing launchers, but yeah, just parkour around until you find them. Jesus, I'm gonna speed this bit up. Alright, here we go. So if you hear a ding 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 like that sound, listen to it closely. If you hear that, that means you're close to a supply cache. So you just simply open it up. And we gotta look for 2 more. Okay, we just found another one. Alright, just found the last one. Ooh. Itan Amber Star. You use that to put in sculptures and stuff, which I'll explain that in a different video. Alright, let's follow the yellow indicator. So y'all can just parkour your way over there.
Find the drone before it reports back to Central Command.
I'm gonna zoom down there because I can fly.
The drone is nearby. Ground it. And I'll see if I can
So
still
doing the
track
Vox
everything.
Solaris quest is actually like an introduction to the bounties in this game. So I guess after I complete the quest, I will show you what, I don't know, Fortuna is and all the other areas you can go to. Right now we have to disable the drone. which is just a red indicator. It just disappeared. What the hell? I have no idea where it is. Here it is.
Hold on,
So
Tenno.
this is the
It's been a
drone.
while since I did this. Now where is that
So now you gotta
recording
defend it.
Thursby?
You have to attack it, now you have to defend it.
Rather than let us take it. Hold him off while I get this done.
So we just gotta get kills. That's all you gotta do. Easy stuff. Easy stuff. Just get kills. Should be. So yeah, in order to find enemies, just look on your minimap, and if you see red dots, that's enemies. So there you go. That's a little tip right there. If you're having trouble finding enemies. Sometimes there'll be like a red indicator on the screen, and that's another way. That looks like you really can't find any enemies.
Corpus are legging it. Take out as many as you can. Keep him quiet.
Okay. I think there's one more.
Well. You're a
Oh yeah, he's right
bright
here.
spark and no mistake.
There we go.
Could've used you back then. Don't let me catch you running more missions for Thursby. Understood?
Alrighty. Now we gotta get back to Fortuna. So it's 900 meters away. I don't know. It depends on where the quest is. Alrighty, made it back. Made it back to old Fortuna. So yeah, that was a good experience of the open world area, of one of the 3 open world areas. This is the one on Venus. So it's all Corpus themed and stuff, and all cyberpunky looking. So now I gotta go back to Thursby. So he's right down here. Alright, so after the dialogue, another indicator will spawn, and now you gotta follow it. So, yep. And this is where you meet the business. This is where you sell like fish and animals and stuff. So I'm gonna skip the dialogue, and sorry that I revealed his face. Whoops. Spoilers. Alright, now I gotta go back to the Valis yet again. So just head back over here. Alright. Skip this dialogue. Alright, back out in the open world area. Yippee, yippee, yippee. So we just wait for your indicator. There we go. And now y'all gonna have to parkour over there, sadly. But I can just fly over there, because yeah. Alrighty.
Don't get noticed. If they destroy the data, we won't know who to hide from Nesrico squad.
What the hell? That triggered the alarm? I went invisible.
Pull that data now, Sparky, or it's
But yeah, y'all are supposed to hack that. Since I'm using an invisible Warframe, I can just go through lasers, but apparently this one's bugged or something. So y'all are supposed to hack this. And Corpus puzzles are way different from Grenier puzzles. Wait for another ping on the map. There we go. Now we follow it. Simple. So yeah, doing the Vox Solaris quest is like an introduction to the missions you're gonna do in the bounties. So yeah, once you complete the Vox Solaris quest, you'll have a great introduction of doing the bounties, which I'll have to explain that after we do the quest.
There's something in the buffer.
So we just gotta look for agents. They will ping if you get near them.
Analyzing.
See, just like that, a ping will pop up once you get close to them.
Buffer. Accessing final
We're looking for
transmissions.
one more.
Quan final transmissions.
Where's the last one at? There it is. Found it.
I'm in. Taking a quick look around.
Now we have to hack the gates. We just gotta wait for the ping on the map. Oh wait, no, that's a circle. Sometimes you gotta look for circles on the mini maps. Blue indicator. So yeah, I'll show you what a Corpus puzzle looks like when you're hacking.
I need you.
Never mind, it auto breached. God dang it.
And you don't need to be nice.
I don't know. Whenever I get the chance, I'll show you.
Find any survivors. Get them out.
Now we just gotta wait for the hack progress to get completed. Alrighty. Alrighty, I'm gonna speed this bit up. Oh yeah, if you see other blue indicators on here, and if you collect them, it reduces it increases the progress up by a lot. I mean, it passively goes up, but if you collect these little blue indicators, it'll actually, the time a hack will be reduced, which is pretty freaking cool. Alright, anyways, back to speeding by bit up. Alright, there we go. We hacked through the dang thingy. So now you can access the loot inside, which is pretty cool. Not really that much, but it's alright, I guess.
Tenno, you have to get back here before they get to him.
Alright, now another ping should pop up. Now we're gonna go back to Fortuna yet again. Alright, now we're back at Fortuna. Yet again. And now another ping on the map. Go follow it again. Now I gotta go back to the palace again. Oh my god. Always going back to the open world area. Alright, let's wait for a yellow ping to pop up on the screen. There we go. And now we follow it, like usual. I think this was an excavation mission. So what an excavation mission? These are normal missions too. So what you do is you have to protect these dig sites, and more of them will spawn in later. But what you have to do is you gotta... Oh my god. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a time limit. And once the timer reaches, that means you completed the excavation. And then it also has power next to it. Once the power goes out, the timer will pause. So we have to find these little things called power cells. You pick those up, and you place them in the excavator, and that gives it power. So yep, that's how that works. And it has a health bar too. So you have to defend it. So it's kind of a mix between an interception mission and a defense mission. So, pretty much. So, I guess. And then more of these dig sites will spawn in later. So, I guess we'll just play this out. I didn't even see all these power cells on the ground. I'm gonna pick those up. But yeah, as you can see on the top left, the Corpus, they place down these little beacon things, and if there's 4 of them, that means there's going to be a lot of Corpus spawning into the area and try to take you down. So Grenier don't have this, and Infested don't have this. And I haven't talked about Infested yet, which will be it for a different video. So yeah, Warframe has like 12 years of content in this game. Maybe 13, I don't even know how long. I know it's been a long... I know this game has been out for longer than a decade. I know that. So yeah, the reason why there's so much crap to talk about is because the game has been out for over a decade. And they just kept constantly updating the game since. So yeah, big W. I like that when you don't give up on a game or something like that. But yeah, as you can see on the top left, there's 3 dots. Oh, we just completed the dig site. This is probably like one of the easiest excavation missions you'll do is in that quest. Alright, now I gotta follow another ping. Yet again, we'll follow it. Once they appear red, or have like a symbol on them, or they're flashing red, that means they're about to place down a beacon.
who brought the glory of the Oracle
I think we gotta do another defense. I think this is defense.
He's starting already?
Oh, this is how you...
Neff's gonna trigger
Okay.
a heat cascade if he boots that coolant tower up
This is
without
the
the allies.
introduction to the K drive.
He's going to get us all killed.
So this is how you can get the hoverboard.
Solaris.
I think. I'm not too sure.
Working. Fix this.
Hurry the hell up.
Too late. Come back to Fortuna, Tenno.
Well, looks like we're going back to Fortuna. Alright, so the reason why I'm skipping most of the dialogue is because of spoilers. And if you get there really quickly, it'll say lift disabled. So, yeah, you have to wait for the dialogue to rest out. The yellow indicator should pop up on the screen. We'll just wait for it real quick. There we go. Back to the same area we go to. And I'll skip the dialogue. Alright. So, you can choose I'll help and I need a moment. So, if you click I need a moment, which means you can probably just, I don't know, not do the quest, but you can go back to it later. If you click I'll help, that means you want to continue the quest. So we're going to click on I'll help. Alright, now I gotta go back to the house again! Oh my god! Oh yeah, by the way, once you complete the quest, Yutiko will be sitting in this chair right here, and you can do bounties from her, so yeah. And then, as soon as you walk out, a bunch of enemies.
Now, Sparky, get that cave as close as you can to them.
Let's just clear all this out. Detonate the K-bomb.
Now give him hell for Thursby.
Now we gotta defend the gate. Alrighty. Just defend the dang gate. Just kill as many enemies as you can. Some of them will be flying in the air, so you might want to use your gun or your bow or whatever you picked at the tutorial.
You are a ghost. But I don't feel
And I'm pretty sure for quest lines you have to do those solo. For regular missions you can do those with other people. If y'all are doing this crap together. Solaris quest line. I think specific quest lines require you to do this solo. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. I wish you can do it with friends. That would make the experience a lot better. But yeah, there's some certain parts where you have to do it solo.
whoever you are, you don't know what hell you brought upon your people.
Sparky, not worth it.
Alright, so if you see this giant spider,
Bought the time we need.
that is called the Prophet Taker. That is a that's an in-game boss right there. So as soon as you see it, you just run back to the gate.
That's right. Scuttle back to your home.
Alright. This time Yutiko won't be down here, she'll be in her throne. So that's good. No need to walk down there.
Sparky.
Going back out to the Valse again. And I think this is where we get to use the K drive, which is a hoverboard. Which means we'll be able to do Tony Hawk stuff. We'll be able to do skateboarding shit in this game.
See if you can't
Which I
slip
think is
right
pretty
past
cool.
that Spider Mama.
Just wait for the gate to open. Oh my god, it's taking forever. There's the Prophet Taker. And then here's the hoverboard.
Hit the accelerator. accelerator, Sparky.
Alright,
No
so
hope
you
of
press
outcoming
left
that
stick to boost, and then you hold left bumper to glide onto the rails. And then you tap X or A to do like tricks, and then you can... Yeah, if you mess up, you fall off the hoverboard. Realistic shit, yeah. Hotfix inbound in 3 minutes. Aw, shit. Warframe's getting an update. Let's just ignore that. So yeah, K-Drive has these little points thingies, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's skateboarding in a nutshell, and you can do trick shots and stuff. But you can't really fight nobody on a hoverboard, so that sucks. I wish you can shoot your gun while doing a hoverboard. But yeah, I like that you can glide on rails and stuff. And you can do like trick shots and stuff, which is pretty cool. And
How's the ride? If you want one,
you can hold it to do like a super jump.
Right now, we've got a job.
You can hold the jump button to do a super jump, so that's pretty cool. Alright, now we're back down to here. Take a Mars to the cooling tower.
Time to give Neff a taste of repossession. Patch me into the coolant tower.
Oh my god, this hotfix inbound, bruh. I don't like it. Why does it have to happen now when I'm trying to explain the quest? Okay, speaking of that, this is what a corpus puzzle looks like. So basically you turn these, and you have to connect the dots pretty much. Make sure everything connects. So that's how that works.
What's going on down
And
there?
now we have to defend it.
Control of the coolant tower. The investors are watching. Acknowledge.
So, yeah.
Under control.
God dang hotfix inbound, bro. I'm trying to explain the quest line and do it for the audience. And this hotfix inbound has to ruin it.
Just trying to
I hope it doesn't kick me out of the quest line. I have to do this whole dang video again.
groveling is
Hotfix deploying. Please stay in your mission. I hope it doesn't kick me out of the game. I don't like when that happens. I always find it really annoying. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Jesus, there's a lot of enemies. Yeah, this mission is going to be a little bit tough. Yeah, this is probably like one of the hardest missions in the quest line that you have to do. Because there's always so many enemies that you gotta defend it from. So it's best that you get really prepared for this quest. Alright? Because there's going to be a lot of enemies spawning in. And just taking them down is going to be tough. So make sure you build whatever Warframe you have. Like, if you're using Excalibur, it's going to be a little bit tough. But if you're using Mag or Volt, it should be a little easier because they do AoE attacks. And Volt can just stun all the enemies around him with a discharge ability, which makes it a little bit easier. And then Mag can just use your magnetized crap to make the enemies go wee 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 or something like that. But Excalibur is going to be a little bit hard for this kind of stuff. So, yeah. If you pick Excalibur, just do your best. If you see a red enemy, if you see a red dot on the screen, go after it. Alright, go to this yellow indicator. Press the button.
Investors, please. I swear, the system works. This is just a minor hiccup. Some minor labor relations.
Alright, looks like I have to update my Warframe, but I don't gotta update it now.
Right?
So I think a cool cutscene should play. Alright, now I go back to Fortuna. Alrighty, we completed... I think this is the final mission in the quest line. I'm not too sure. I guess that was it. Oh no, it actually takes us into the open world area. Well, so I guess that was the quest line, I guess. That was the hardest thing we did. Alright, so now we are in the Fortuna area. So we got Rude Zood.
Good man.
You can
Always
build
has been.
kit guns,
Deserves a better protege than that little dog.
browse
Smiling or
wares.
breaking his heart. Are you sure
So
you
basically,
don't- I'm asking.
this
Are
is
you
kit
sure?
guns.
Yes,
Kit
yes.
guns are like custom guns that you can make, which is pretty cool. The biz is
How
for
have you been keeping?
animals and fish.
Till next time.
What else we got? You can also fast travel. So Utico's the bounties, Rude Zoot is the kit guns, the business is the goddamn fish and animals, Smoke Fingers mining and stuff. This one's debt bonds, which is like what you usually get standing. You can make pets, and then this is Vent Kids.
Quick geology lesson.
And then you can do bounties, which will increase your stand. I'll explain what standing is in another video. So I'll let you explore Fortuna and or Valis on your own. I'm not really gonna show you what that is. I mean, I'll let you do that stuff on your own. But if you want to increase your standing, do bounties and collect debt bonds. You get standing for completing the missions. And then the debt bonds, you can fast travel to Ticker,
You like stories?
and you can trade in your debt bonds for standing.
What is it you have for us, Stardust?
So let's see what we got here. You trade in some debt bonds,
Well, aren't
and there you go, you get standing. And you can use the standing to buy stuff, but y'all are going to be rank 1, so you got to hold on to as much standing as possible. So that way you can rank up. I'll show you what that is.
Quick geology lesson.
Solaris United standing, and then y'all will probably be at rank neutral, and you have to rank 1. You have to max out the standing. But yeah,
Oh, you see, Zoo,
I'll explain the Jackal boss fight in a different video. That should be for today's video. Like and sub be appreciated. Stay tuned for more content. Peace out.